Today is the start of March, March the 1st, going into the end of the first quarter of 2021. The McClellan oscillator was deeply oversold on Thursday and Friday and naturally had a big pop. Didn't have a video over the weekend to talk about it, but we did talk on Thursday by saying that we had one oversold. Well, we had two oversold, and so that was in the cards. FinViz just shows us a couple of things. Number one, everything was green. A little bit of red in the healthcare, real estate. Everything was green. What was encouraging is the Dow volume. NASDAQ volume pretty low, S&P volume average, but we saw a bit of a fade off in the Dow. We didn't see a fade off in the NASDAQ, and a little bit of a fade off in the S&P 500. But the growth was so strong. And looking at my own stocks, I looked at them carefully in the last 5 minutes to see if there would be some selling. And the only one that experienced selling was after hours, and that was NIO, because they had an earnings release that was a little bit disappointing. I think the stock has recovered since then. If I look at NIO now after hours, it is trading at 46.50, so it's still down a little bit. So now let's look at the overall charts. But the risk is back on. Anybody who bought the dip on Thursday and Friday is happy today. This is very much a buy the dip market, and you can continue to buy the dip, in my opinion, at least for the next few months, until we get a decision on the stimulus bill, which has passed the House, and any infrastructure bill, which is high on Biden's priority list. So now let's look at our overall market stocks. The S&P had this nice little pullback, did not make a new high, but is approaching the new high, finished off near its high in the day. The volatility index took a big drop of 17%. Apple had a big spike over the 8 EMA. That's really encouraging. Square was up $20, 9%, this huge bump, still below the 8 EMA. This is Bitcoin related. NIO was up today, but if you look at it after hours, if we move to extended data, we're not there. We can see it there. The candle just turned to red. So we had a drop off because of earnings. And look at that. There was our earnings drop. If we take the RSI bars out of there, we can see that right after the close, the stock dropped down to the pivot point, jumped up to resistance 2, and then there was some selling down to the pivot point. Now I don't know what kind of volume there was, not very much, but overall on a daily basis for NIO, we've got, let's put the volume in here, we've got low volume. Plug up $5, 10.3%. Good day. QS still below the cloud. We were looking for an opportunity to break through in this area here. Doesn't look like it's happened. As it comes on, it's going to have more resistance by this thick cloud. Not a stock that I'd be jumping into right now. I just don't want any more to do with EVs because I have Plug and I have NIO. PRNT, that's the ARC fund, which is 3D printing. I'm just curious about that. I have 300 shares. I'd like to see it recover to where I break even. Home Depot up 1.2%. JP Morgan was up, and the banks were up. US Bank was up. Now in terms of new stocks, what we're looking at is this Builder, and I've just done a video on Builder. Take a look at it. I uploaded it before. Now it's in the industrial sector. It has 6 tip ranks analyst ratings today, which are buys. Of the 11 analysts that are looking at this stock, 6 of them today issued reiterated a buy rating. So if you're interested, watch that video. It's one that I'm going to use to diversify tomorrow to get out of the narrow box that I'm in with Plug, Print, NIO, Square, and Apple. I also have AT&T and AGCN preferred shares. They're in my long-term basket, but in my swing trade basket, I like a little bit of diversification, and I still have about 30 to 35% cash left. Little pullback tomorrow would be nice. As I said earlier in the video, continue to buy the dip.